Люди собі обідають.
Arrived onto the battlefield. These are the troops of the 7 states, the Confederates. This is the 3rd day of the costly battle that they've been fighting. Flanks. Those skirmishers are the first US sharpshooters in green. Regular infantry, the Union wearing dark blue coats, light blue trousers. The Confederates, of course, in a mottled collection of colours, butternut, light blue, grey, and so on. Many of them reflecting their pre-war militia colours. This is May 8th, 1864. Yes, first shot fired. Confederate artillery has taken out 2 of the Union, immediately the Union recoiled, their infantry halt, their skirmishers are deployed to try and put fire down on the Confederates. And you can imagine behind that column will be another brigade, another division of the Union coming down that road. road, hearing the sound of fire and knowing a battle has commenced. For attempting to outflank the Germans has failed, so now they will have to try to smash their way through. They will be able to do so. As the Confederates and Union exchange shots, just a word on the weapons that they are using. At the start of the war, the regular Federal Army issued its 332 smooth build. Still they were able to get rapid speed. Now you can see that he's going to try and push to deter those Union forces, splitting his troops and moving one to the flank of the Union forces. The Union commander has withdrawn his sharpshooters at this point to see and wait what strength lies behind the line. This is sometimes known as testing the guns. Not only were weapons imported from Great Britain, America, 4,000 Lorenz in Austria were exported to America, but as we well know, Americans quickly turned their manufacturing potential towards warfare and their fuel factories started turning out hides in 1861s, producing over 1.25 million. You can see the Union commander quickly reacted to that flank attack and deployed his skirmishers to his left, the Confederate right. You notice the skirmishers are not standing shoulder to shoulder in line, and that is because they've been trained to fight more independently. You see that some are in the prone position, some are taking the lead, and that gives them an advantage, making it harder for them to. However, experienced troops are able to fire effectively. So we'll see whether they're from one side or the other. These veterans in the Army of Northern Virginia, successful in battles like Charlottesville and Antietam, or as the Confederates call it, Sharpsburg, are also racing against veterans in the Union armies as well, who, the year before, achieved their greatest victory at the Battle of Gettysburg. Now then, as both sides actually work out how they're going to try and move around, you can see that the Union artillery now returning fire with shell. As they began to close up, the artillery away trains shot from the solid. I think it's not much bigger than a baked bean can full of lead balls. And as it fires high velocity into the ranks of the advancing infantry. Now then, you can imagine the armies in our being a small representation of the larger armies that took part. Either side would have been able to deploy in excess of 100 field guns. That makes the artillerymen really vulnerable to small arms fire. Those field guns have an effective range of about a mile. At the start of the war, those Napoleonic 12-pounder cannons that barreled in the bar. I remember the war rifling that they would be as accurate as to hit the barn door. Distinctive red and yellow. You've seen Russian top men and their moving forward repairs on the view. being pulled back a little bit, all retreating as a what tended to happen, especially with more inexperienced units, relied upon firing volleys. And as they became more just unleashed their potential. It's under Cedric there, don't fancy and have started to withdraw. They've driven back that line. The skirmishers are now redeploying. Small arms that were being used. They are firing solid balls. They're firing mini bullets. Rifle groove on the inside of the barrel. When mini bullets hit a leg or anywhere else, the impact is appalling, devastating. A very wide exit route about the width of your entire rifle, and they eviscerate everything in between. So the ability to deliver stances and the bow. So that is why when they hit the legs or the arms, they to be amputated. Amputations at this time were a gruesome affair. They all happened at the end of the battle. Because of the surgeons team in the Union Department, to see some of the surgeons busy business with a bucket full of limbs who was amputated in the previous days. Over one soldier who died on the battlefield, another 3 would die from wounds and ankles. Because we refer to this period as the medical Middle Ages. The importance but it was simply after simply to keep those wounds clean, the dressings come together. So driving back the unit in some way to their and the Union, seeing this as an opportunity of firing a whole volley. It looks like somebody may potentially be wounded there.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, when they fired that yesterday,
we can see the medalists during this war and put themselves quite at risk. Consequently, even though soldiers on the battlefield shouldn't be younger than 18, in reality, many were. And the youngest fatal casualty was 20 years old. Probably the oldest fatal casualty of the war was 73. So this was a war that was fought not simply by young men, but by men. And indeed, it wasn't simply fought by men either. There were also women who fought in this war too. We know of at least 750, actually as many as 1,000 women. Forces are splitting again. Central resident target. Union commander said to this point, assessing whether this is going to be potentially held position by the Confederates or not. Possibly waiting orders. And here's how they're being played. Once again, they're trying to press the issue. Another fire there by the Confederate artillery, somewhat forward, not yet quite reached. The Confederates launching a distinctive morning charge. You can hear the rebel yell. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. How the Unions looks like they do not fancy it. It's giving the call for retreat. fighting, and as happened in this particular battle, Sedgwick and Warren's forces were unable to secure the ground. Stopping them, rallies his men, and then will hold his position. Union artillery at this point very exposed. Anderson, realizing that he does not want to push his luck, again slow pulling back of his men, facing forward towards the enemy. Sedgwick and Warren, under orders from General Grant, the commander of the Union Army, the Potomac, will tell his men to hold their ground briefly, and then they will begin a salute. Sees raising their right flag to speak to the Confederate commander, presumably to discuss potential treating the wounded, possibly prisoners. The sad reality of these battles, ladies and gentlemen, was that the severely wounded and dead were left on the battlefield to be given rudimentary treatment, in some cases no treatment at all. Anderson returns back to his positions that his men had begun and continue to hold. It looks like there was a parley. And in fact, the Union have begun firing again. Maybe they broke the terms of that parley. It looks like the Confederates reforming their lines again. This battle doesn't appear to be over, ladies and gentlemen, at all. These soldiers from Virginia or from Massachusetts, from Indiana or from Tennessee, helped as they were in many cases in civilian occupations, were inexperienced and were certainly not ready for the kind of bloody conflict that they were. You see one of the drummers forward, checking one of the wounded on the field, seeing if he can help him off the field. The more experienced commander and very aggressive, looking to push his luck. Morning battle is about to fire again. Seizing this opportunity to try and take the field and secure it. Brave thrust there by the Union commander. Echelon presented an easy target for the Confederate veterans who now use the opportunity to go through the pockets and the cartridge boxes of their enemy, resupply their cartridge boxes with ammunition and anything else that they can find. Union artillery trying to dissuade them, but to little effect at this point. Must be struggling at this point to decide what to do, having lost their commander. Similar impact befell the Confederates yesterday, May 7th, when Longstreet, commander of his corps, was seriously wounded. Trophies being retained from the battlefield being passed. It looks like the Confederate commander is handing over the weapon to his Union opposite number. Serious casualties on the Union. So that discrepancy in numbers means that Lee can't afford to lose these numbers. It's a horrible way to look at it, but this is the war of attrition, which will grind on for the next couple of weeks in this Spotsylvania series of battles known as the Battles of Overland. It will be the bloodiest part of 1864 with over 30,000 casualties. Lee will eventually be forced to have to withdraw to pre-prepared earthworks and defensive positions around Petersburg and Richmond. But for now, the Confederates hold the square. Whilst the orderlies tend to the wounded, there you can see the Padre remove his hat as he gives the last rites to the Union commander Sedgwick, who died on this day during the Battle of the Wilderness. In the distance, you can see some of the civilians locally who have heard the sounds of the battle, or maybe they're camp followers of the Union Army, coming into the battlefield and hoping to God that their husbands and their loved ones are not amongst them. I can only imagine what was going through their minds as they walk among the grisly remains and the debris of the battle that's taken place all day. And as this happens, Confederate forces slowly withdraw back, allowing the women, the Padre, and the medical orders, despite the fire of the cannons and the occasional sound of musketry in the distance. It must have been incredibly hard for the civilians back home. The only way that they would really know what was happening were through the local newspapers, which of course were very unreliable. Casualty lists were not always accurate as well, so they relied upon letters from their loved ones and others as well, passing on information, whether their husband was still alive, whether their sons were still alive, and so on.
Of gambling and infantryman's kit or kitchen from the 1860s. There's so much for you to be able to see. And also, ladies and gentlemen, as a society, we're an inclusive and family society and welcoming society. We'd love to hear.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause and a cheer for the reenactors of the American Civil War Society. And can we have a cheer for the pyrotechnics team as well? Can we have a big cheer for the medical and support staff who tended to the wounded? And can we have a cheer as well for the artillerymen? So, ladies and gentlemen, what the soldiers are doing now is they're making sure that their rifles are safe. What they're doing specifically is firing off the actions with a percussion cap to see if there's any black powder down the barrel. So now they'll be putting percussion caps. And there you hear those little pops, and that's the sound of the percussion caps themselves.
scripted. The way we work is we're a little bit like tag with metal weapons, but it's a lot more fun because they're real weapons. We use a 2-hit rule, so this means that anybody who is hit once will have to step back behind the line, counts to 10, and if they receive a second shot within those 10 seconds, they are dead. If they don't get a second shot, they're able to rejoin. They're going to form up into that shield wall. You'll see we've also got some of our two-handed spears behind the line. And Rothgar already loosing a stone there over at the advancing army. And the other army moving forwards now. The archers staying behind the line. They are trying to pick holes in that wall, make it easier for their own army to pass through it.
You can see the different weapons being used here that you may have seen earlier, being used to their full advantage here. Because it's not scripted, no one's quite sure who's going to do what or how, so those different uses of those weapons mean that they can really have a go at it, be able to show off some of their fancier moves. You can see there with the reenactment of Bercy and the blue on the crown line, being able to hook over the top and put those shields out the way.
Now the reason we can do battles like this is down to the training that our warriors do throughout the year. We do not choreograph what we are doing. It's not a case of I'm going to fight so-and-so for this much time and then I'm going to go over here and fight this person. It is simply, I'm going to form up in a shield wall, I'm going to fight the person opposite me or to their left or right until they lie down and are dead, and then I'll go to the next person. Oh, your sling backfired. Yeah.
And a big round of applause for our wonderful victors there, and we do call upon the dead to rise and get it to it.
You see right there on the crowd line, you see those blue and red shields of Uskar. They are all from the same group, they train together regularly. Three members of the same family. We have our Kanunga, Milthrift, and then her 2 children. So a bit of a family affair there.
Facing our other family affair of Nib, Frecky and Finn of Wicker. If you've been to our encampment, you'll see that Wicker is the closest group here from the Vikings, so you may have already spoken to them. And fight as a family, die as a family.
We'd also like to point out Rothgar at the back there with the green and yellow shield, throwing those rocks into the melee, and has managed not to shoot himself this time.
And you'll see our, not just archery and our slingers, but you may have seen our javelineer there from Ulfrafnar in the beautiful red and yellow shields. Lovely archery shots there, coming over the top. You can see there's as I said, a wide range of weapons as there would have been in the time period. Not everybody's got a spear, but not everybody's got a sword. You can see some of our taller warriors using those spears to their advantage, being able to just basically tip-tap people over the top there, having that wonderful reach. You see there just how precarious the battles could be if you were one of the ones to die early on, having to fall to protect yourself, even if you were unable to stand back up. And we certainly want to be able to take our warriors home with us. Some of them at least, I'm not so sure about others. And you see there they are slightly trying to move around, and see there they're running to the back to be able to get away from their friends. Niv showing off their great skills there with the spear. most common of weapons in the Viking Age. Everyone's got one. It's basically a knife on a stick. So they're reforming again to make sure that they're
Druva and an archer who's running away, so it's literally just Druva. And it took 2 archers and 2 warriors and a slinger to take him down. Big round of applause there for our last man standing, and a big applause for our winning Vikings. Big cheer for the winning Vikings! And we call upon the ride to we call upon the dead to rise. There we go. Well done, Salva. We have said this several times this week. No wonder we're both getting it wrong.
See there a wonderful display there, but you can also see how windy it is with how far they're moving, so that's another reason why we ask you to stay as far away as you can on your side. We're not expecting it to go over there, but you never know what the wind might do.
And these arrows are made from wood. They have the kind of flights you would see on arrows that are used in any other form of archery. The difference is we use 4 flights equidistant apart. That's designed to slow the arrows down slightly because we are shooting at people, and rather than rubber bone. Now, this does still leave quite a nasty bruise. Think of it as a little bit like facing a paintball with a gun, and it leaves that kind of bruising. They're quite good fun, the bruising, in a lot of ways, because the bruise all around the outside, exactly where it hits you, stays white for about 3 days. And as the bruise around the outside fades, the one in the middle comes out. Rather like a bullseye.
And you can see there, if they were metal tipped, as we found in certain places like Hedeby, which was in now Germany but was in Denmark, they're very nice and neatly pointed. Now you can imagine what one of those might do. If dipped in something nasty, as they might have done, a small scratch like that could end up getting gangrene. You might get sepsis in a time period we don't have antibiotics in the same way that we do now. Any kind of scratch like that can get infected and more likely to kill you than the actual arrow itself. So your likelihood of dying because you've been hit by something increases after the battle. An infection is more likely to kill you than an actual wound.
Unless that actual wound involves the loss of a limb or your head. So you see, as the archers step forward, the coming in at full speed, trying to really take out the shield wall. They've made enough gaps now. They've pretty much destroyed the left-hand side of that shield wall. Now Javelin here, they're running in, taking out a few, and also running back now, because remember he left quite a few of his javelins behind him. One thing you have to be at the javelin here is a bit quick on your feet. Back he goes again, past the archers. Trouble is he is kind of out there on his own. He can draw a secondary weapon. One of our archers there, Boone, unfortunately not quite quick enough with that secondary weapon. Oh, Grimnir then sees off our javelin here, and we have a victory for our warriors. Why am I not surprised? But our archers did an amazing job, so let's call upon our dead to rise. And we're going to fall. Olaf finding himself there in the middle of the battlefield with just an archer and nobody else with him. I mean, it is a very good archer, but there's still only 2 of them.
So they are looking at each other and then giving that slight nod with it, whichever weapon that they choose. That's just saying, I acknowledge that we're going to fight you, as it's with honour. So they are, it's with honour, archer. Cheeky, I saw that. Ah, you're aiming for someone else, just how grim happens to be in front of you.
See our family group from Ustjar down in that far right-hand corner there. Why are you hiding Einar behind you, Bertie? He's perfectly capable of standing up for himself.
I think it was because he was being used as a human shield, quite literally. Wicker watching the things unfold, Olaf falling there, and an archer managing to get a nice shot in there on one of our group, Manaraven, but is he fast enough to be able to get away from Einar? No, he's not.
Einar, we don't shout at our opponents until they're dead. Okay, I'll let you off. This is Einar. Einar is from Manaraven. Einar usually wins a lot of our battles. Yeah, this one's a bit more difficult. But if you look at the tags he's got hanging from his belt, one of them says best in show.
The joy of fighting Witter, Bertie there fighting his own girlfriend and failing miserably. And Einar is not best in show today. But at least he gets a nap.
Oh, so we have Wicker versus Wicker plus guest plus 2 on their own. So Unali of Wicker is just on a stand there. I think that's Levi, also a Wicker. We have Fardis, who is from Glasgow Vike, so a Scottish warrior. And then we have Grimnir, who hails from Amunderness, which is Blackpool, against the family Finch and their pet Boone.
And Anali falls as just the final wicker, and it's a family Finch and pet Boone victory. A big round of applause there for our wicker and pet Boone.
Here guys, if I get to 10 and you aren't hitting someone, you will sit in a corner and watch. 1, 2. There we go.
Uskar turning around to look at us going, we've moved, alright, stop pulling this. And there's a confusion as there seems to be an archer in the middle. Our Kent group coming out. Einar and friends stuck between a wicker sandwich.
And quite frankly, nobody wants to be stuck.
Cobblestones glisten, the city hums low, a drizzle soft whisper, where do thoughts go? The saxophone sighs in a soulful lament, feels heaven sent. Bookstore windows, stories
Are you sure about it? You want this one? Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. Do you know what you want? What's the one? Okay, that's fine.
What is it?
Each drop tells a story, each step helps us heal. The piano keeps time for the heart's tender sway, and the quiet affirms what no words need to say. Oh, what is a thought but a cloud in the sky? It drifts and reforms and it bids us ask why. We walk through the chapters, our lives intertwine with the hum of the world and this rhythm divine. Cafe lights shimmer, their glow softly spills on lovers and loners and lifelong ideals. Each sip of the moment is brewed with intent, the flavor of life with the note of content. Reflections in the rain, a world so surreal. Each drop tells a story, each step helps us heal. The piano keeps time for the heart's tender sway, and the quiet affirms what no words need to say.
Get that right, Mum.
Okay, there's the fourth guy out. I do enjoy jumping at this event because it's our local event. This team is actually based in Northampton. And all 5 of us, the 4 of us jumpers, we've got family here today. On the way to my family in Northern. Okay, so we also use smoke show the speed of the canopies, to show the flight of those canopies in the air. That's my instrument we're about to display. We also use nice big flags, big jumping as well. So these parachutes will actually accelerate up to about 20 miles an hour. They can obviously come to a nice slow standstill for landing. So ladies and gentlemen, please get a big, warm Northampton welcome to our first jumping today. And local boy as well. They've played over 8,000 jumps. There we go. Woo! Lovely landing, straight on the grass. Our next local lad, TJ, coming in. Big round of applause, please. There we go. This is Lee coming in with over 800 jumps, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause, please, for Lee. And our last local lad, all the way from Daventry. Pete Thornton. Hey, you get it right up. Yeah. Tandem skydive. Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen. So now, big round of applause for our 4 parachutists today. For the John Dodge Parachute Display Team. And thank you, Northampton, you've been a great crowd.
Shows of the day underway for you. Gives me this man needs no introduction. He's gonna go even bigger than he did before for you. Prepare to be stunned and amazed. Give it up for Jamie Squibb and the Squibb Freestyle Motocross team.
1, 2, 1, 2, all good? Alright, good evening everybody. Welcome to the 2025 Northampton Balloon Festival with the Squibb Freestyle Motocross team. I'm joined today by your man over there on the red 450cc Honda. That's Josh Morris, all the way from Northampton. Couldn't be more local. And myself, Jamie Squibb. I'm on this green 450cc Kawasaki bike. Travelled up from Exeter in Devon. So we've got the ramp set up, still very breezy out here today, which is a freestyler's nightmare. So we've got this takeoff ramp, and then 21.5 metres away we've got this lorry, which is the landing. We're looking to put our wheels down on the downslope of that lorry. So we're going to hit this ramp in 2nd gear. It's completely on us to judge this accurately. Lovely bit of sun there. There is a takeoff there somewhere. Jesus. Wow. Okay, we got it. That was good. So we're just going to have a few warm-up jumps. Get a feel for the conditions, get a feel for the wind and the ramp. And then we're going to get going with some trips. So there goes Josh Morris chopping that gap nicely. Josh coming in, kicking that Honda out sideways, looking nice. Okay, so one more warm up.
Need some ovation, give me some noise! Oh, that's great control from Mark. He's up on 2 wheels in the Suzuki Jimny. We're halfway round the arena. Give him a round of applause as we make our way around. Excellent skill from Mark Stanage.
Yes, I think I am.
He likes to hear the noise. He's a bit of a show-off, a bit of a showman, okay? So he won't do any jumping. Get off me, you. He won't do any jumping unless you guys are screaming and shouting and make as much noise as you can. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Adam McStance here, as I said earlier, he's rode in the British and European Championships for motocross, as well as enduro, and also ridden 9 times in the World Championship racing at Speedway. So ladies and gentlemen, this guy has done a lot in the 30 years that he's lived. I'm led to believe. So come on, ladies and gentlemen, do some noise for Adam! even manages to pop his feet off the pegs there as he goes off. And I'm just having a little look at the distance that he needs to jump. And ladies and gentlemen, just pops a little stop in there. I think I saw a little stop in there as he just got up the arena there. Now this distance. So ladies and gentlemen, Adam! And obviously we need to make sure that he clears that vehicle. So one more time, Adam! Right, Brian has just handed me something here. Brian, why have you handed me your boxer shorts, mate? He's just handed me his boxer shorts. What am I going to do with them? Does anybody want some boxer shorts? Oh, he's going to kill me for that. Ladies and gentlemen, does anybody know what this is? I'll tell you what this is. It's not his boxer shorts. This is what we call in the show freebie time, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get the lovely Adam here, and he's going to come round the arena, and to the person that he believes is making the most noise, he will give this t-shirt to completely free of charge. Right, shut up a minute, we're not ready. Now ladies and gentlemen, okay, you can tell by my accent I'm from Scotland, alright? Yeah, and us Scotsmen don't give away anything for nothing, okay? So, if you would like a free t-shirt, you need to do something in return for me, okay? Now then, I know most of the people down this end have just come from the beer tent, alright? You're probably hammered or battered. It is Northampton, remember, okay? But guys, I want you to make as much noise as you can, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would like a free t-shirt, all the way around the arena, make some noise! Come on guys, you can do it like that! Make some noise! Oh, come on, Adam's on a really noisy motorbike. Who's he spotted? Has he spotted anybody? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have no control over who gets this t-shirt to. So remember, it's the one that he says, sees gone red in the face. Okay, holding the breath, screaming with all the might. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise! Here's the spotted all the way round in the corner. There we go. Thank you for that, Adam. Right, guys. Hey. You probably know the script. You can. Ladies and gentlemen, shut up! Check him over. Ladies and gentlemen, shut make some noise. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to give Shaw a little minute just to get his helmet off. Just give him 1 second and he will make his way around the... Boys and girls, we are Stuntmen International. We really do hope you've enjoyed our show. We will hopefully be back yet again to do it all for you another year. We have got many shows left in this season, and my other team, the Spanish Stunt team... Oh dear, and I'm supposed to be a stuntman. There goes the ankle. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the boys! I can't believe I did that in front of a monkey down there. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We will be back another day. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Ryan over here, a really good friend of mine, and he is going to tell you exactly what's happening for the rest of this afternoon. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together one more time. Adam next things, Stuart Shaw, myself, Matt Stanish, and I'm going to hand you back over to Ryan. Thank you very much. Goodbye for now.
cars hit the streets, hear the engines purr. Low riders dipping, making heads turn for sure.